And if I wasn't so good at hide and go seek when I was a kid, they probably would have found the body. So what's good? Hey guys, how we doing? Today you're watching Flawd TV. That's the new name of the channel. Hope you guys like it.
Changed it.
Changed the whole thing. We changed the whole getup of the video. If you guys can see that, we're coming out of heaven, or going into like a very, what is the word?
Smoky.
Polluted heaven.
Yep.
Okay. But heaven's not polluted, so that's not. I can't be
Polluted
heaven.
clouds. Polluted sky.
I think it's just the color of the clouds, though, because
Yeah, it's just the lens.
Yeah,
that
right?
you're looking through.
yeah. Okay,
Sky.
so what is good, guys? We are back with the Flawdcast, as you can see. Today we will be watching a Jordan Peterson video to get back into the
Swang of things.
swing of things, you know, because that's kind of what kind of made this channel start growing, or made the Flawdcast start growing, was the Jordan
Absolutely.
Peterson video. You remember that?
I sure do.
We did that, and then shit from there. Boom, 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 boom.
It did. It
Yep.
did.
So we just getting back on track. Want to start watching, like, we got to like a point where we were just doing news, like
Yeah. too
new
much.
shit that was happening, when what built us was
Things that were already.
things that were happening, just giving our opinion on things that had already happened, people's speeches and things like that. So we're gonna get back into that type of stuff. We're not gonna try to be on top of every single story, because that's impossible for me.
It is.
Yeah, it's very hard,
much
very
is.
stressful.
It is.
Like when we do things like this, go back and watch things, we got forever. We got things we can
Legit.
watch from fucking years ago, you know?
Straight up.
So without further ado, we're gonna get into this, man. This video it's called "I'm Actually an Expert." Jordan Peterson embarrasses BBC journalist on Adderall. So
Spaghetti.
we were just talking about that. We don't know if he's on Adderall or they're on Adderall and they're like the whole
I'm
time
embarrassing you.
chewing straws and shit, or if they're talking about Adderall. But we will find out when we watch it.
Yo, oh man.
It's a
I can't even like.
those were the bad
I
days.
can't even think of the Adderall right now.
I've written a few songs on that stuff, man. Back in the day, can't touch this stuff, you know, but
Makes me sick.
back in the day, it used to really help me get through
It did.
writing sessions. But anyway,
Anyways,
that's a story for a different day.
Spaghetti. Let's see how. I'm curious.
Me
I think
too.
they're talking about it.
Yeah, probably.
There's
But
no
when you
way.
talk, say, about domestic violence, and there's a sort of thesis behind it, and I'm putting it in a bit of a nutshell here, so feel free to rephrase it, that men are, in the end, if men are pushed too far by a too aggressive of feminism, there will be a backlash, and that there is, there's a sort of undercurrent of violence, be it verbal.
Oh, that's a warning, that's a warning, not
But it's
a
a
commentary
warning
on the
that
utility
kind of
of that.
suggests that there may be sort of fault in those who push progressivism too far. They will get a backlash. Some people, of course, see that as a bit of a permissive environment for
What?
bad behavior.
Again,
Well,
hold on. Before he even starts talking, this chick, like, what do you think happens when you push someone into something that they don't want to do, just nonstop? Obviously, there's going to be some kind of response.
Yeah, there's
Like,
gonna be
what do you
backlash
expect?
for
She
sure.
was going to sit there and get pushed? No,
Yep.
no matter what,
And
whatever
just
side
take
it's
it.
on, the reason that anything happens is, anything like that is usually a reaction to something that's happening, someone imposing, pushing too hard,
Yeah.
and then that's what ends up happening, that's always what happens. So it's like they try to use things that are just natural, and men are more likely to do it. So because a man is more likely to fight for his survival and fight for his quality of life, because of that, men are toxic. That's
Yeah.
the kind of energy they always try to. Domestic violence, like
Yep.
that's
They'll
not it
say
at all.
women. It's okay for women to be natural and have their natural. You know what I mean?
And
But
so-
then
and
once it
women
comes
be
to men-
manipulative.
yeah, they tell you to embrace that. Women to embrace that shit. But
Yep.
once it comes to men, no, you cannot be your natural
Yep.
self.
Yep,
Be a bitch.
yep. Let the woman be dominant.
Yo,
You be soft
Even
and act
in-
like you have no type of nuts.
legit. Even in new music and shit, when we were listening
Yeah.
to that shit, like, yo, I can't even believe some of the shit these rappers are saying.
Yeah, that's
Talking
how
about,
it goes, man.
let me know what a woman's worth is. Like, I Google her worth. Like, bitch, what? Like, what? You sound
Crazy.
like what a woman would be rapping about.
And then the woman talking about I'm a pop a plan B, so I ain't gotta be stuck with you or whatever. I got new, like it's literally role reversals, even in hip hop, bro.
Yes, it's
like,
crazy.
Wild, bro.
And then she only love me when I'm naked. Remember? like what?
What? That is what a woman says. What the hell are we talking about?
Crazy.
I don't even know if that's what he was talking about, but that's what popped in my head was immediately like that type of thing.
Yeah, same.
Let's continue.
Yeah.
People tend to confuse describing the likelihood of something with supporting the fact that it exists.
Yep.
I'm describing the likelihood of something, not supporting the fact that it exists. If you push too far on the left, you're going to get a backlash on the right. That's how things work.
Yeah.
And this is just a derivation of that as far as I'm concerned.
How does that work in the context of domestic violence?
Oh, I don't think it's applicable in the context of domestic violence at all. I think those things are completely separate issues.
They are. That's not the same thing because a relationship is a compromise between. You're basically giving yourself. A relationship is when someone takes advantage, then responses happen. You never know on either side. You see women kill husband beats wife, all types of crazy things happen. And you never know the dynamic.
Get caught up.
But again, like he just said, the existence of something does not mean the support of something. Admitting something happens is not the same as saying I like that happened. So that's how they try to make it every time.
It is what it is. Life is life sometimes.
It is. Things happen.
Yeah.
And that's just it. What about domestic violence? Are you for domestic violence? Are you saying that it exists? Then you're for it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
This is just a derivation of that as far as I'm concerned.
How does that work in the context of domestic violence?
Oh, I don't think it's applicable in the context of domestic violence at all. I think those things are completely separate issues.
I mean, you were mentioning to me just as we were chatting.
And I was speaking only politically with regards to the backlash. That was a comment on political backlash. It had nothing to do with domestic violence. That's a whole different issue.
But violence often pops up in your work as something you think drives things. I think you've said in relations between men are regulated by a background threat of force, and in a sense, that's why men have difficulty with women. Is it really so?
That's why men have difficulty with women who are completely out of control.
Yep.
But women have
who should control women?
Well, other women themselves, men, society.
Control your own fucking self.
Legit. Yo, she is trying so hard for anything.
No matter what it is. Let me try to flip this, grab this, and try to flip this.
Oh, so
the
now
nigga
you're saying
says a
women
word.
should be controlled, huh?
He said a word. And she tried to grab it and say that he was trying to control. Like, no, have self-control is what he's fucking
For
saying.
real.
An out-of-control woman means a woman who can't control her own self.
Look at all the out-of-control people in this
That's
world
it.
right now.
People who don't have self-control are out of control. It has nothing to do with being controlled by another person. It's about being able to control yourself, your urges, your anger, your emotions, all of these things. That is a self-control thing.
Already starting.
Oh, you want to control her? No, I just don't want an idiot bitch. I don't want a psycho bitch. That's it. Sorry. That's all it is. You think that's controlling? Okay, call it controlling.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to date a psycho. That's it.
He's about to shut
Look
her
at his face.
down.
He looks like he's about to, bitch, what'd you say, bitch? Hold on, look at his face, y'all. Y'all can't even see. What, bitch? I will smack fire out you, bitch. I will smack that fire out your hair.
You need controlling, motherfucker.
I'm hitting the wrong thing.
Just like everyone is controlled. I mean, you're controlled by society. I'm controlled by society, and thank God for that. I mean, part of
funny. I mean, you described yourself as a liberal earlier, and I think a liberal doesn't think that a society controls women.
I think you don't know what you're talking about.
well, let's say regulates. I'm a psychologist as well.
But what is an out-of-control woman? What is this creature? How do we know when we met
What
one?
is she talking about?
Well, I'm sure that you've met women in your life that acted towards you in a bullying and detestable manner. It's very difficult for women to cope with that because they don't have any real recourse. And female bullying can be unbelievably vicious. Yeah. And usually that takes the shape of reputation destruction, innuendo, and gossip. Woo! It's well documented. It's very.
Look at Amber Heard, Johnny Depp.
Yo,
look at it right there,
now
right
what?
there. And not even only that, she was also violent. She was also physically violent.
Yo.
She was not only in the form of reputation, but when the physical violence didn't work, she changed it to, okay, now I'm going to destroy your reputation as well. After I just put you through all this physical shit.
She's about to pull out some real convenient shit real quick. And then, I never met women like that. But then when it's convenient, but then you'll turn around and talk shit about your coworker in 2 seconds.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Oh
that's how,
We know women.
I know too many.
We were not born yesterday.
That's the thing. We all have met all different types of people. So trying to act like when you say there's some other out of control women mean that women need to be controlled, that all women are crazy. Like,
get out of here.
This is only how feminists do.
Legit.
They always make these weird correlations that don't make sense when we all know that you met a crazy girl. It is what it is. Like, both, whether you're a girl or a guy, you've met a crazy bitch. Come on. Try to act like it don't exist because it suits your conversation right now.
Legit.
Of reputation destruction, innuendo, and gossip. It's well documented. It's very difficult to defend.
But
men do it too, but men no. But the patterns,
disproportionately women.
Reba McEntire?
Yo, she's like really. She has a punchable. Yo,
She's actually about to start singing. It's Reba McEntire. I'm telling you, she is Reba McEntire.
She does.
She wants so bad though, so badly. She's trying so hard to grab something.
Yep, and even with her actions, she's trying to be like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to, like, is it this? Is it this? Like, she's trying to make him seem like
to me,
already.
Well, that's just like condescending.
Yes,
she's just trying to be condescending. That's all that is. Yeah,
she's sick.
But that's how
it's like
women act like that a lot. Like,
I know.
Like vindictive women, they come at it from an angle of, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry.
Ew.
That's how they always approach everything.
Ew.
They're super acting like, I don't mean to impose, but I'm the devil.
Yep. Legit.
In your view or not? Sorry.
Yes, disproportionately women. That's what the data indicate. I mean, if men
Where is the data on innuendo and gossip?
Well, it's among antisocial behavior among adolescents. It's a well-documented field. So because people look at aggressive and antisocial behavior in women and in men. And in women, it tends to take the expression of innuendo, gossip, and reputation destruction. And in men,
I keep pausing. Obviously, y'all know I'm going to pause, so I don't want to hear no comments about it. I don't want to hear nothing, because all I do is pause. But who is this lady? That's what I want to know.
British B.
I want to know, is she... Oh, she's just a journalist.
Yeah.
So she's not she has no type of... This is always what happens. A journalist is trying to ask a doctor, like, act like he doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, well-documented, what do you say? Well-documented, whatever, area in psychology. What would make you, like, try to challenge that? Act like he wasn't going to have the information on that. Like,
because she did her research and tries to just throw quotes that he said. That's what journalists do, and they have no... They always get caught up for the most part.
But to say something
He's
like...
about to sun this bitch.
Like, oh, really? Oh, really? Like, yeah. He said it's a well-documented field, like overly documented, and you're gonna act like you could challenge this man on anything he says. Everyone should know before they do any of this.
Like, what if somebody came to you and tried to school you on journalism
about your shit
that you went to school for or whatever? Like, how would you feel?
Then they would say,
idiot?
You know nothing about this.
Yeah,
they would say, are you a biologist? If you're not a biologist, you don't know about journalism.
For real.
It tends to take the form of outright physical aggression. There's a whole iteration destruction, and in men. And in women, it tends to take the expression of innuendo, gossip, and reputation destruction. And in men, it tends to take the form of outright physical aggression. There's a whole literature on that. It's not a surprise to anyone. This has been known for 30 years. I mean, the rates of antisocial...
I think the idea of the female gossip probably predates 30 years.
Well, it does.
By a long time, but that doesn't... It doesn't make it gospel.
But people have... No, it doesn't, but
what
people
did
have...
she just say?
She sucks.
She was saying because the idea of it predates, that means that it's not true, because it is true.
She's going back and forth. She's like,
trying to
where's
make
your
it seem
data on gossip? How do you know gossip happens? And then
she's trying to make it seem like that's not a thing.
It's definitely happened 30 years before 30 years ago.
I think that she was trying to say that the idea of it was before, but it wasn't true. I think that's what she was trying to say. Like, people have been saying women gossip.
Dumb.
I think she was trying to say that women say that they gossip. People have been saying that women gossip, and it wasn't true. I think that's what she was trying to get at.
She better not be, because everybody knows women gossip.
Yes, we do know that, but I think that's what she was trying to say, just as an argument to this dude's fucking shit.
I mean, the rates of antisocial...
I think the idea of the female gossip probably predates 30 years.
Well, it does.
By a long time, but that doesn't... It doesn't make it gospel,
but
really,
people
does it?
have... No, it doesn't, but people have looked...
That she did. It doesn't make it gospel, right? Yeah, see?
At how women express... Look, women have to express aggression somehow, unless you're willing to say that they're not aggressive.
Never.
They tend not to do it
once.
physically, not to the degree men do, so they
Never.
use other channels. And what other channels are there other than physical aggression if you're going to be aggressive? Well, you go after people verbally.
Yep.
You go after them with innuendo and gossip and reputation destruction.
Unless you're
and
a
that's
witch.
how it works.
And just to be clear, that you think that's predominantly a female modus operandi?
It is.
It isn't that I think that.
It's
that the clinical literature indicates that. It isn't that I think it.
Well, I'm not interviewing the clinical literature. I'm interviewing you. What do you think?
Well, I'm a psychologist and a scientist, and I tend
consultant.
to base my opinions on what I've read in the broad,
In facts.
relevant clinical literature. I'm not making.
Like, all he can tell you is what he studied and what the things that are in the literature. That's why it's his job.
So this is what you have to do to be a journalist these days. This is crazy.
That's it.
This
you
is
have to
crazy.
go. And the reason that this happens is because people want to prove that he is a racist and a misogynist and a white nationalist, all these things. They want to prove that he's all these things. So when they interview him, they try to get him with weird shit. And they never do.
He always
not
suns
one
you.
time.
Like, why are you still trying? How many
Not
journalists
one time.
does he have to X out to?
It's crazy.
To get y'all to know.
It's
He
a
ain't
game
playing.
now.
Yeah.
It's a game. Find a video where someone proved him wrong.
And then he's like, "Go ahead,
Doesn't
share
exist.
this. I'll copyright you."
For real. No, they did it.
Or they. Oh yeah, who did?
It's BBC that copyright claimed us. It wasn't
Because
him.
they don't want people to know
Yes.
that they got embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
making this stuff up. I studied antisocial behavior for like 15 years. I'm actually quite an expert on it.
Disrespect.
And so we know that men are more likely to look at it this way. All right. Women are much more likely to try to commit suicide. And men are much more likely to kill themselves. And the reason for that is that men use lethal force and women don't. Now that's a big difference. Okay, so then you say, well, women manifest aggression towards themselves and to others, but they don't use lethal force. They don't use physical force the same way men do. So they have to do it some other way.
Why do
what
they
are the
have
other
to do
ways?
something some other way? That, you
Because
can take
people
your
are
Hobbesian
aggressive.
war against, so you're basically a Hobbesian. Life is
No, I'm
war of
half
all
and
against
half.
all.
Half and half.
Natural.
Half Hobbes, half Rousseau. That's why I'm not an ideologue. Because I don't think that people are good or evil. I think they're both. I don't think that culture is security or tyranny. I think it's both. And I don't think that nature is benevolence or catastrophe. I think it's both. And that's why I'm not an ideologue. And I mean...
And where do you stand on the Me Too campaign? Good thing?
I think that it risks damaging the presumption of innocence. I mean, there's...
Okay. So what I want to do right now is I want to say this chick needs to get the fuck out.
She's stressing me out.
She needs to be like sedated.
Like the
She's fucking out of her mind.
The audacity.
Yo.
Like you and where's the Adderall?
I don't know. I think maybe maybe she's on Adderall. Maybe that's what they're saying.
Yo, she's forcing it. She's very
out of her
disrespectful.
mind, bro.
Very disrespectful.
This is like, it's pissing me off,
Yep.
bro. She's making me mad.
Yep.
Like, if I ever meet this chick, I'm gonna be like, witch,
Remember?
you're a witch.
Yeah. Remember that time?
You're a witch. You disrespected Jordan Peterson.
Legit.
You witch. So, what I need to say is, we're gonna stop the video here for
YouTube.
regular viewers, not for YouTube, for regular viewers. And from here on, if you are a member or on Patreon, you can get the second half of the video.
Yeah.
So, shout out to the members and Patreon people. Y'all the only ones that see this right here.
Ooh, buddy, ooh, buddy.
Oh, no, actually, no. Hold on. I have to say bye.
Oh, yeah.
Peace out, guys. Love you guys.
I love you guys.
You guys aren't like, we don't not like you, but, you know, we got to give something to the members. So, you know, that's just how it works. And I figure since people complain about the length of the videos.
Yeah.
If you're complaining about the length of the video, then you're obviously, you don't care about if I'm cutting it, right?
And what we're talking
it's easier
about.
for you. So yeah, if you want to see the rest of this, $5 a month.
Yeah, baby.
YouTube or Patreon. But I love you guys still.
Love y'all.
Make it easier for me to go to sleep at night. I had a dream that I could do my thing, and everywhere I went the people knew my name. Some people hated on the truth I bring, but now I use the hating just to fuel my plane. I had a dream that I could do my thing, and everywhere I went the people knew my name. Some people hated on the truth I bring, but now I use the hating just to fuel my plane.